This episode was recorded in Greenfield Primary School in Leicestershire.
Hello and welcome to the Chatterbooks. Each episode will chat about latest books we've been reading,
as well as sharing some old favourites you might have missed. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Lewis.
Our first book this week is The Last Chance Hotel by Nicki Thornton. Have you read it, Lewis?
No, actually I haven't. What's it about?
It's about a death that was committed in a hotel, and the main character is called Seth Seppi, and all of the witnesses, including one of the people who owns the hotel, are all magic.
Oh, that's cool. Do you know how they got their magic powers?
So only the guests staying there at the time are magical, and there is other people mentioned in the book who are magical.
Is it any type of magic? Like, can they cast spells?
Yeah, but literally only just casting spells, a bit like Harry Potter.
So who is Seth Seppi?
So Seth Seppi is the main character in the book. He's not magical, but because he was the one who made the dessert especially for Dr. Thalamus, because something went wrong in the last dessert, so Seth had to make a dessert especially for Dr. Thalamus. And Dr. Thalamus was the only one who died, so Seth got all of the blame for it.
Do you know how old Seth is? And is he an interesting character?
It doesn't mention how old Seth is, but I'd reckon it's about 12 or 13 years old.
So, you said Seth got the blame, but does he try and set out to find who the real murderer is?
Yes, he does. And he's also helped by the magical inspector who comes to solve the murder, Inspector Pewter, and one of the witnesses called Angelique.
Is this a love story?
No, nothing, far from it.
Oh, okay, that's all right then. What do you like the most about this book?
I sort of like the mystery and how complicated it actually is, because all of the magical things are going on, therefore the people who actually committed it can just cover up anything they did.
Actually, this does really sound amazing. I might have to have a read of this. Okay, tell me the title and who it's by again. I'm going to look that up.
It's called The Last Chance Hotel by Nicki Thornton.
The Last Chance Hotel by Nicki Thornton. Oh, it says it's part of a series. Have you read any of the series yet?
No, just this one book.
Is it scary in places, or is it just more of a mystery?
It is scary once you reach about the 300th page, because the two people who actually committed the murder...
Oh no, don't spoil it.
Okay, I'll stop there.
Who do you think might like this type of book?
Probably about people our sort of age, like year 6 or year 5, and particularly people who like a good mystery. So if you want to read this book, it's called The Last Chance Hotel by Nicki Thornton.
As you're listening to this, hopefully you know that you can subscribe to the Chatterbooks podcast for free on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, and most places you can listen to podcasts. Go to our website, thechatterbooks.co.uk, to find the links and all past episodes.
So your turn, Lewis. What book have you got for us?
So today, I have got The Black Hole Cinema Club by Christopher Edge.
So what was that called?
The Black Hole Cinema Club.
The black hole is about science or something else?
It's an adventure book. It's where they start in a cinema, and it's called the Black Hole Cinema. And every Friday there's a showing, and they went there, but it's only them, and all their food and drinks get served by robots, and they sit down, and then the screen turns black, and they're all consumed by a black hole. And then they go into the films and they have to live it out. So the first film, he has to go into an ice cave to go into a secret lair to stop a rocket called the Star. And then just after that, his friends come and they get teleported to a new film where in the jungle. But they've all got to come to each other and find each other. And then they go underground and find a lost city.
Wait a minute, so they get to be inside the films that they're watching?
Yeah.
So I could be in Star Wars and be Jedi?
Yeah, you could.
So you said they. Who are the people that this is happening to?
So it's a group of 5, and they've all come to the cinema together. So it's roughly a mixture of boys and girls, and they're all around aged 12 and 13. And then they get trapped in these films by themselves.
So what was your favourite film that they went into in the book?
I think it was The Jungle, because when they got to the underground city, they were walking through this passage with all the runes and everything on the walls.
So they go into multiple films. So is it a series of books or just one book?
It's a singular book, and every time they complete a film, they go into another one.
As they go into different films, there's different genres like sci-fi, fantasy, and things like that.
Yeah, so in the first film, it's adventure and sci-fi when they're trying to stop the rocket. And then in the second film, it's adventure because they've got to try and find the underground city and find their way out of it because it's a massive maze. So the third one, I don't know how to explain it. It's like tense and...
So a bit like a suspense book.
Yeah, that's the word. Because they're on a massive ship called the Asteroid, and two have got to go underwater to try and stop this massive monster that then comes up, eats the boat, and gets some of the friends left behind.
Spoilers! A lot of people might like this book because some people only like certain genres, but there's multiple in it. So this could be a book that everyone likes.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because it's got so many genres in, everyone has something that they all like.
So just a reminder, what's that book called again?
It's called The Black Hole Cinema Club by Christopher Edge.
Before our final book, Max went to interview one of our teachers, Mr Alcott, and asked what book he likes to read with his class.
Hi, Mr Alcott. What is your favourite book that you read to your class?
Well, Max, my favourite book I read to my class is The Thieves of Ostia by Caroline Lawrence.
Could you tell us a bit about the book?
Well, it's a series of Roman mysteries, and there's actually 9 books in the series, but the first one is The Thieves of Ostia, and it's about a group of children that get chased through a city by wolves at the start of the book, and it leads them on an adventure through ancient Roman times.
Why is this a favourite for you in your class?
Well, funnily enough, when I came into Year 3, I didn't know what books there was at the start, but this came up in the spring term, and I actually read this series of books when I was a child myself, when I was this age, and I've recommended it to children across the school since, so it was lovely to see it. So I already had that love for it from when I was a child, so it was really nice to be able to read it to my Year 3s.
What could you remember about it when you read it as a child?
Well, I always remember the opening scene where Flavia's stuck up a tree trying to throw rocks at this dog that's trying to attack her, and then the other boy comes in and saves her. I always remember that scene as the first scene of the first book of the series. So reading that bit again just brought it all back, and then going on to, like I said, 9 more books in the series. They all just came straight back to me after that. It's a really nice series of books.
Why do you think your class likes it?
Well, we've been doing Romans in Year 3 anyway, so they're already hooked in, but I think it's the fact that the main characters in the book are children, and they go through all sorts of adventures through temples, and there's bits about Roman gods, bits about the famous buildings. It just tied into the history topic really well, and like I said, because the main characters are children, they can really relate to the adventure they go on.
And finally, are you a bookmark reader, or do you turn over the corner of the page?
I have to say I definitely turn over the corner of the page, much to many people's distaste, but yeah, guilty as charged.
Thank you, Mr Alcott. Now back to the Chatterbox.
Thanks, Max. Have you asked your teacher about their favourite books? So, Adam, our last book is... Do you remember reading it? It's called Holes by Louis Sachar.
Yes, I do remember reading it.
Okay, did you like it?
Yeah, it was actually quite a good book. Well, I kind of liked it, but it did drag a little bit toward the end.
Okay, so I do agree on that last bit, but I love the mystery of Holes. So, for anyone who doesn't know, Holes is about Stanley Yelnats, a kid who's just walking home and some shoes fall on his head, and he has to go to court because they're a famous person's shoes. So, because they think he's stolen them, he goes to court, and he has to go to Camp Green Lake, which he thinks is going to be a very nice summer camp. But when he gets there, he's wrong. Every day they have to dig what they think are random holes, but in the plot, it actually is. They're trying to find the treasure of Kissing Kate Barlow, who is a thief from ages ago.
Yeah, but they have flashbacks, which is the bit I didn't really like, because you don't really know where you are in the book.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those books you have to read all in one go instead of over different times because you don't really know what's going on.
Well, that's why I kind of liked the film, because I can just get it all in one go instead of having to try and remember everything.
That's all good, but I think that the film didn't exactly match the characters' descriptions, as Stanley and everyone in the camp was showed as like kids, but then when you actually saw the film they were teenagers.
That's a very good point.
It quite annoys me when they don't do films accurately.
Yeah, that's why you always have to read the book before you watch the film.
That's all from us now.
Thanks for listening.
See ya!
Bye.